Portal is the spiritual successor to Nervacular Drop, which was the senior project of some Digipen students that Valve had just hired. It's a 6-hour-long puzzle game, so it's quite different from this or this. Not knowing how gamers were going to react to this new thing, Valve put the game in a box. The orange box. 5 games for the price of 1. And 3 of these games, Portal, Team Fortress 2, and Half-Life 2 Episode 2, were completely new. The orange box is launched in October 2007 for PC and Xbox 360, and on PS3 in December because Gabe was mad about the sell. He called the PS3 a total disaster. The question now was, were gamers going to like Portal at all? The orange box is now out, people are buying it, they're playing the games, and with that you start seeing the first reviews. Absolutely everyone is praising the value because how could you not do that? It's 5 games for the price of 1. But what do people think of Portal? Writing a review for the official Xbox magazine, Dan Emrich says of Portal, it's the first major advance in puzzle gaming since Russians started dropping blocks. He's straight up comparing Portal to Tetris, and to be fair, that's the best comparison you could make. Lots of people consider Portal to be the standout title in the orange box, and we're talking about the game pack that includes. And in just a few months, everyone was playing Portal. And with the game being just 6 hours long, people really wanted more. Except the ones who are dead. Okay, so 2008 comes around, and with it, the global economy was fucked. But we're talking about games, and this was a great year for games. We got titles like GTA 4, Brawl, Metal Gear Solid 4. Even Valve announced they were going to launch a new IP called Left 4 Dead. But what about Portal, Gabe? In February 2008, Valve's Doug Lombardi tells Eurogamer that there was going to be a new Portal in the future. When, you might ask? In April, Doug has another interview with Eurogamer while dressed as a companion cube for some reason. And in that interview, he basically says,
these things, they take time.
There wasn't going to be any new Portal content in 2008. They really want to do something special and not just a rush map pack. We're talking about Valve here. They would never do that. Or would they? So let me answer to that question with another question. Do you have a working Xbox 360 in 2008? Because if the answer is yes, stop lying to me.
The Aperture Science Enrichment Center is pleased to announce the worldwide debut of Portal. Still alive, a 2008 exclusive for the Xbox 360. We are currently manufacturing new test chambers for only the most highly qualified test subjects. Good luck.
Portal Still Alive is just Portal, but you have to buy it again. The game is fundamentally unchanged from the orange box version, except for a few new extra test chambers without GLaDOS. Okay, so if you get your hands on a working Xbox 360 and you pay $15 to buy Portal again, but this time on the Xbox Live Arcade store, if, meanwhile, your Xbox doesn't die again, you can potentially play a few extra maps. By the way, these maps are not original, they are ported from the Flash fan game for some reason. But if in October 2008 you're so desperate to play more Portal, I guess that's an option. By the way, if you were playing Portal on PC in 2008, you could already play all of these extra maps for free without having to do anything or pay anyone. The same game studio that made a Flash game, We Create Stuff, had already published all of them as a free downloadable map pack 5 months before Still Alive came out. Oh, and by the way, if you bought the orange box on Xbox 360 and if you were wondering, hey, maybe we're going to get these maps as DLC or something. Yeah, no, if you wanted to play them, you had to buy Still Alive. If you want to play this today, you can just play them for free on PC, and they are even included on the Switch Companion Collection. So yeah, I guess you now have no reason to play this game at all. So why am I making this video again? Oh, the Xbox 360 was the second best-selling console of its generation, right after that GameCube that took Adderall. And by connecting any Xbox 360 to the internet, you could download the demo version of this game for free. And it basically was just the first 11 chambers in their entirety. After chamber 11, the game asks you to either pay or get the fuck out. This very demo right here was the very first time a lot of people got to play Portal. And with it being just half of the game for free, it's probably the best kind of demo they could ever make. The Xbox demo of Portal is actually modeled after the computer demo of Portal. Just like the Xbox 360 version, you can only play the first 10 chambers and then you gotta pay. So yeah, on paper, these two demo versions are identical. No, wait. The computer demo lets you play 10 chambers and the Xbox version lets you play 11. But I mean, it's basically the same, it's not like this is going to cause anything weird. Today, I'm gonna show you how to play the entirety of Portal on Xbox 360 for free. That's right! That's right!
Don't say no, it's the end of the world, 'cause you don't love me anymore.
Breaking news. Infamous YouTuber Fami has been on the run after being accused of software piracy and hacking, allegedly publicly showcasing how to illegally play the 2007 video game Portal for free. Authorities have been unable to find her, and her whereabouts have been completely unknown since last month.
3 weeks in and our prime suspect was still nowhere to be found. Missing in action, gone without a trace. In the city, people can skulk into the shadows, blend into the night, but nobody disappears into thin air. She's out there, just waiting for a new case to take our attention. I've dealt with cheating cases before, but nothing like this. This is the biggest scandal since Billy Mitchell. I've been hearing tips from all over the place, most of which lead to nothing. The whole thing stinks, and somebody's got to get to the bottom of it.
You've got mail.
Oh my God. My old criminal justice class. That's where I met my ex-wife. I can't believe it's been over 30 years. Strange. I've never had a reunion before, but I'd love to.
Hello, can you see me? Is this piece of crap working?
God, she hacked me. I don't know how, but she hacked me. I destroyed everything.
Look, man, I mean, yes, I did hack you, but...
You better be about to confess, or I swear to Christ.
No, wait, please, I just want to show you that I did nothing illegal. I want to prove my innocence.
Fine. But you better be quick. I have plans tonight.
Are you talking about the reunion? You know that's fake, right? I just made that up to make you click.
No?
Anyway, let's talk about why I did nothing wrong. And to start... Xbox Live Arcade was launched in 2004 on the original Xbox, but then it was relaunched on Xbox 360 the following year. And this version is the one everyone is mostly familiar with. I mean, Microsoft even named a console variation after it, the worst one. Xbox Live Arcade games were small, cheap, and directly downloadable to your console. And you could find basically anything, from new indie titles to the new online incarnation of that card game that caused at least one murder. It was basically Steam for ants. But it came out in 2005. This was extremely early. A lot of people still had kinda slow internet, and while it's fine to download music from iTunes or other places...
Are you about to admit to music piracy?
No, I mean, in 2005 I was 7. Let's just talk about Xbox now, okay? Getting people to trust buying a game over the internet and then having to wait like 6 hours to download it, and then potentially finding out the game sucks, and in some cases not even being able to download that new game because...
Data caps. One of the most evil amendments we ever passed.
Microsoft thought about this and decided to do something about it.
This is the law.
Number 1, every Xbox Live Arcade game has to ship with a free demo version. You play before you pay, so you don't get disappointed. Number 2, games have to be physically small. The limit was initially 32 megabytes, but then inflation happened, and Portal Still Alive is more than 600 megabytes. Doesn't matter though, because rule number 3 is the demo version and the full game have to share the same data. Wait, what? Technically speaking, on Xbox Live Arcade, the demo version of a game and the full game are the same thing. They're using the same data. Instead of being a separate, different version of the game, Xbox Live Arcade demos are literally the full game, but locked down. So in the case you buy the full version in the future, you don't have to download anything extra. The demo version you already downloaded simply gets unlocked and becomes the full version of the game. The only difference between a demo version and a full game is at 0 or 1 in the license. A cool little known fact is that you can burn an Xbox Live Arcade game to a DVD-R and use it to play the demo version on an unmodded Xbox 360.
Well, now I know you're lying. 360 didn't accept burnt discs, it's not a Dreamcast.
This is 100% real. It was done so that game magazines could make their own demo compilations without having to ask Microsoft for permission every single time.
That's a lot of trust in their system.
Well, their system was actually pretty well designed, unlike someone else's, or so I'm told. Super Smash Bros. Brawl has a masterpieces section where you can play several demo versions of classic Nintendo titles for like a few minutes at most. When the time's up, you get kicked back to the menu and you lose all of your progress because there's no saving. You're not meant to be able to finish these games. Now, I don't know anything about Wii hacking, but let's say that hypothetically there is a channel that lets you run homebrew, okay? And let's say that hypothetically there's a homebrew that lets you use cheat codes on game discs you legally own. In theory, someone could make a cheat code to stop the timer and lets you play those games indefinitely. Is this legal or illegal? Well, I think it depends on where you live, but it's a good example of what could happen if your security wasn't that tight, but you still try to use a trial system like this.
You know hacking is a federal crime, right? Sure this isn't a confession?
I am totally aware of that, and I would never ever hack a console, but the Xbox thing doesn't require any hacking. You just need an Xbox 360 unmodded and a copy of the demo version of Portal. Whoever put this here, I'm not paying for. Anyway, are you familiar with the Source engine by Valve?
Of course.
I have to praise you like I should.
A trigger is a tool in the Source engine that can recognize and interact with other entities. For example, when you put a cube on a button, an invisible trigger over the button checks if something in the class of box or player is standing over it, and if that's the case, it opens the door for you. Emancipation grills use triggers to figure out if you're holding something and to destroy it if that's the case. Energy pellets also use triggers. And even this is using triggers. But you know what's also using triggers? Elevators. When you step into an elevator at the end of a level, a trigger closes the doors and either physically moves you up to the next chamber or loads in a new BSP map file. And that's where we get to do a little bit of tomfoolery. While the computer demo of Portal only lets you play up to chamber 10, and by that I mean they literally cut off the map after that. The final chamber you can play in the demo version of Portal Still Alive on Xbox is actually chamber 11, where you get the fully functional 2 portals portal gun and you're able to play with it just here in this one very small corridor. Because the second you enter into that elevator, that's where the demo version stops you. And unless you decide to buy the full game right here, right now, you're forced to press the B button and you're sent back to the game menu. This is telling us 2 things. First, the fact you're able to unlock the game, buying the full version and just keep playing without any interruptions means you're actually playing on the full version of the map. It's not like the PC demo where they physically cut off a part of the game. You are playing the real Chamber 11 as GLaDOS intended. And since in Portal, Chamber 11 and 12 are one single BSP map file, while you're playing Chamber 11, Chamber 12 is also loaded in your Xbox memory. It's there, it's inside your walls. And the only thing stopping you from reaching it is something in the elevator. And that something is the trigger. In order to stop you from playing the entire game for free, Valve modified the trigger in this one single elevator to check your game license. If you bought the game, so you have the license, then the elevator just takes you to Chamber 12, nothing happens. But if you don't have the license, then the game stops you and game over, you get sent back to the menu. This entire system here is very clever. Unless you can somehow walk through walls, you have to get into the elevator if you want to proceed further into the game. So let's talk about how to walk through walls. So if you shoot a portal and then try to shoot another portal on the same surface, the game is going to stop you from trying to break the universe by placing that second portal on the nearest surface, so here on the right. This is a feature, not a bug. You're meant to reliably be able to shoot portals even at a distance or when you're in motion, so this definitely helps a lot. However, since the Source engine is basically held together with duct tape, the game isn't that great at figuring out where you can or cannot actually place portals, and that means you can do stuff like this. This is called portal bumping, and in its most basic form, it can help you skip some puzzles completely. However, if you take this to the extreme, you might end up think of every portal chamber like a cube. If you can manage to get out of bounds, you don't really need to complete the chamber at all, because you can just literally get around it, snap back in bounds in front of the elevator at the end, and call it a day. But in reality, every BSP mapping portal is not a cube. It is 3 cubes or 2 cubes. The game loads multiple chambers at once to avoid doing this too frequently. But what that means for us is that potentially, if we manage to get out of bounds, we are not skipping one chamber at a time, we're skipping several at once.
So you're saying skipping the trigger is possible without any illegal cheat tools? That would make it ethically questionable, but not illegal. It'd be convenient for you though, wouldn't it?
You can easily find extensive scientific research on the matter on some of the most prestigious scientific journals ever, like youtube.com. A YouTube user named Portal made a video about this exact thing years and years ago, showcasing how to do it, and the people in the comments say it's real. Nobody has ever lied in YouTube comments, ever. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we have to get out of bounds. We need to reach the void, and to do that you need to shoot a portal right here on the top left, and then one on this corner. There is like a small panel gap. If you shoot there, you're going to see the void on the portal, and that's great. That's what you want to see. Next thing you want to do is stand right between the void and the corporeal realm. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Well, you have to think of this as the test chambers, but from the exterior view. What you're looking at here are walls, okay? You can see what's going on inside the walls because they are transparent, but they are still walls. So what Portal does in his video is he shoots a portal right here, and that is the corridor at the end of chamber 12, okay? He's trying to reach the ceiling of that chamber, essentially. So if you do that, you will end up over the ceiling of that corridor. Now you might be wondering, how the fuck do we get back inside? Okay, don't be scared, don't worry, this is easy, kinda. Remember, you're standing over a ceiling, okay? This is a wall, this is a floor. Never ever walk here or you're going to get stuck. What you want to do is shoot a portal behind you on this wall, and then one on the floor right here. What you do now is you go backwards, you walk backwards, entering the portal behind you, while also shooting the portal in front of you over and over again, always in the same spot, okay? And eventually the game is going to make a mistake and clip you back inside. And that's it, we are done. You just have to enter the elevator now and you can keep playing the game starting from chamber 13. By the way, in case you're old-fashioned and you don't want to watch videos, I'm sending you a text version of this right now to your printer.
Stop doing that! I see. It's plausible that no crimes were committed here at all.
Yes! Okay, to be fair, I didn't exactly follow the instructions.
Come on.
Look, all I'm saying here is that I think Portal is a genius, but the goal here is to play the full game for free, and if you are skipping chamber 12, you're not playing the full game. So I came up with my own strategy to also play chamber 12, and I was about to show it to the world, but all of this happened.
Let's say I believe you. Is there any way you could prove this definitively in a court of law?
Well, is the gaming jury willing to watch 720p 30 FPS Portal gameplay? There we go. So, we go here, we stand right in the middle, okay? And then we shoot a portal. You see that, like, we can see chamber 12 here. We shoot a portal here. There is like, imagine this is a wall, okay? You shoot it here. Yeah, you need to shoot it and then come back immediately, but I timed that very poorly. Okay. There we go. Now we need to shoot another portal right here. Okay, and we are on the floor here. We shoot one here, we shoot one here, so essentially what we want to do is we have a portal here forward, and we walk backwards as we keep shooting that portal, okay? Let me place this portal a bit better. Okay, let me try again. There we go. Okay, I want to turn on the sign here. Yes, chamber 12. Chamber 13 in the demo version. For good measure, let's finish the game.
Aren't you supposed to get a cake at the end?
Oh yeah, the cake really is a lie here. The demo was never programmed to show you the cake menu, so you never get it.
Okay. Convinced. Seems I've misjudged you. Based on this evidence, I'll put in a formal request to the department to drop the charges so you can come out of hiding.
Oh yeah, about that, I'm not really in hiding. I'm out of bounds.
Yeah. Wasn't that the point?
No, I mean, in real life, this is not a backdrop, it's actually the void. Turns out that when you try to glitch an old demo version of a game on 5 broken Xboxes at the same time, you can really screw up quantum physics.
So, what? Where are you then?
That's the great thing about the void. I have nothing, I have everything, I'm also everywhere and nowhere.
Is there any way to get you out of there?
Well, yeah, it's the only way, so I would need you to take down a target for me.
Do I need to... You know, I'm not as young as I used to be, but...
My Xboxes, I want you to DDoS them.
Oh! Oh yeah, I can do that.
Alright, let me just send you my IP address real quick, and there we go.
Nothing happened.
And that's because I'm using VPN.
What the hell is this? You're doing a sponsor?
Sorry, the void has really been fucking with my head. Okay, VPN off, you should be able to nuke my Xboxes now.
Alright. Trying again. Hello? What happened? Are you still there?
Hello, Moto.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Is this working?
Yeah. Where are you?
Yeah, I honestly have no idea.
It ended when you said goodbye.